It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission really is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of those resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And today we have the one and only Ayanna Smith, who showed up for one reason and one reason only, and that is to help you. What's going on, Ayanna Smith? How are you?
I am great, great, great. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. It's just a blessing, honor. Thank you. I
The
am
honor is
great.
mine to have you here. And shout out to Sonia Keeve, who connected us together, by the way. She's an amazing collaborator and a super duper cool rock star, by the way. But let me jump into it because you've got this whole topic about helping people make money, save money, do more, have more in their financial world. And let me just ask the question up front, which is, why do folks, I'm going to raise my hand, struggle so much with spending less than they make? I mean, it's as old as time. It's not a new idea. There's 1,000 books on it, a gazillion YouTube videos, yet people struggle every single day, which is why you exist, with spending less than they make. Talk to me about that.
I honestly know that it is mindset. It's just mindset because it's nothing else. It's culture, it's mindset, it's how we have been positioned, and even what we see, what we think we're supposed to have. And I was just talking to a friend just the other day, and basically we were saying that the whole goal is, if you utilize, say, for example, a credit card correctly, you can buy something and pay it off, and it's as if you never owed any interest. But we've been taught pay on time, pay on, like, not on time, pay on time, yes, but you can get an item that costs more than what you have and pay it as time goes on, not realizing that the interest kind of eats us up in it. And so therefore we are taught to overspend. We're taught to overspend. Get it now, pay later, but we don't realize we pay 10 times later.
Well, let's talk to the folks out there who are overspending, because I've been there. I had to file bankruptcy once upon a time. Don't judge me, please, if you're out there. Don't judge me. By the way, things went upside down, and I had to get out. But you don't have to do that. I'm not saying that's the right road for you. But I do want to ask Ayanna, for the person that's in debt, they've got credit cards, they max them out. Maybe they're $5,000, $10,000 in debt, and they're thinking, is it too late? What's the first thing that Ayanna would suggest I do? What's the second thing I should do? Or that's the question. They're in debt, and they're figuring out what's one of your solutions for getting out.
One thing I do if someone actually comes to me, because I'm a licensed professional with life insurance, but I also look at it comprehensively, because as you said, and I use this mantra often, it's not a one size fits all, it's a one size fits you. And first thing is to let our pride down. Don't worry about it, because we can say we're making gargantuan amounts of money but have gargantuan amounts of debt, and then we're upside down. So don't, first of all, just throw the pride to the side, because every day can be a first day, and we can start over and get a plan together. But as long as we take the ostrich head in the sand approach, then nothing will happen other than things will continue to go on and on. So I would sit down and we just have a conversation and basically say, what do we have going on? What's paining you? What do you think you cannot pay? What can you pay? And how we can attack it. So we'll look at, what do you have going in, coming out, assets, some things. Maybe you can reallocate the spending that you're doing in one area that could help pay down some bills in another area. Do you need to get a second job? Do you need to, if you have a gift, a talent, create that as your hustle to make more money and revenue, that you can attack it directly and say that whatever money I'm making from here, I'm going to put it on this particular bill to get it off of me. So there are some plans that can be put in place. And that's how I like to look at it. You have to look at each person at an individual basis, and let's hold hands and lock this down and get moving and take the pride out of the equation.
So there are some plans to take those steps. And don't worry, we're going to get to the other group of individuals in a moment. I'm going to try to frame this as if we got 3 different groups we'll be talking to, right? First, it's on the folks that are in debt. So their whole mission, and this is what the next question is to reach financial security. This is Shay Brown's view of the world. Okay, it's my view of the world. Financial security means, in my mind, I think at least 6 to 12 months in the bank, right? So some people get to that; they're really, really good. Then we're going to talk to another group in a little bit, and those are folks who are independently financially okay. Independently means there's more money coming in than going out. They might have investment properties. They might have retirements, annuities, and things that are working for them in addition to working. And so there's more money coming in than going out every month, and they're independent. And then don't worry, at the end, she'll get to this. How do you be wealthy, right? Like, how do you have so much money that you want to give money away? And I'm not there yet, but I want to be there. I'm at the independent stage, but I want to be there where I can just do what I want, when I want, and how I want. So let's go back to number one first. The person you talked about getting out of debt. Take a moment and share one or two strategies someone could have. And y'all all talking to someone that's in finance, someone that does this all day long. We're going to find out about her background in a moment. I know you're already Googling her and reading her bio below. But I'm going to ask her now, what is the first step to start saving money for that person that's listening? Like, look, I showed up. I want to do it, and I want to try to get 6 months in the bank, but I can't just put it in the bank right now. What's the first step for them? They're getting out of debt, and they're like, do I continue to pay my debt, or I put money away in case of emergency? What's one of your recommendations?
Well, it's kind of similar to what I was just sharing. You have to make the decision on what you believe is most important. But if you can reallocate funds, like I said, we will look and try to find the money. And then if you just say where there isn't any money, then as I said, try to see if you can get another job or just another, people say another hustle, maybe some ride sharing or door dashing or something, not to throw out names because they don't pay me anything for saying their names, but just doing those things, just doing those things like that, that can give you some ready cash that could say, okay, I am going to attack this $5,000 credit card and I'm going to put this money. I need money to start my savings. So maybe you can goal yourself, GOAL, to say, if I go out and do a ride share, if I go deliver some food, I can take half of the money, put it on the credit card, half of the money, and start my savings. And focus it like that, so you can have some sense of gratification to see yourself moving along. Or if you're just going to say, I'm going to pay off the debt as fast as possible, and then I know that money that I've paid off my credit card, I will then start pushing more into my savings account. So that is one way that you can start, and start small.
I love how you give them options there. So there is an option. Like you said, one size doesn't fit all. So whatever
Right.
size fits you. Let's talk to the person that's in the independence category. They've got 6 to 12 months maybe to the side, so I can frame the conversation. Let's put them at 45 and above. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't be less than 45. Okay, she might have a different strategy for you. Let's say 45 and above. They've already put money away in their 401k. Let's say they max out the contribution to their 401k. I don't know, have maybe $800,000 in their 401k or whatever the number is. And now they're like, okay, everyone says go buy property. Someone else says put money in another retirement account. Someone else says, no, you need to invest in stocks over here. And this is an unfair question, so I'm going to ask her to answer it the best she can, which is, how do you work? Do you work, number one, with those type of individuals, okay? And number two, for someone that's just listening, that's tuned in right now, that works a full-time job, they've got a gig on the side, and they're like, man, what should I do? Should I buy a franchise? What's some strategies for folks who are already independently financially well off?
Well, you are correct. You have to do something with your money, or then that big thing that Uncle Sam makes us all cousins kicks in, would be your taxes. So yes, you can look at properties, but there are some, and I do this because I'm learning some different things, and to expand myself. But I know that investing in precious metals is an option if you have money to do that. Precious metals. Also, of course, the real estate, yes, is a great option. But then there are now real estate stocks called REITs that are open on the exchange, that people are able to purchase, and those type of stocks provide dividends. So that even helps your money to turn over because they have to pay you dividends. And then yeah, just figuring out if you do want to buy a franchise, then of course you have to get that plan together so you'll know what that takes to run that type of business. Then also in what I do, there's always room in the financial industry, life insurance industry. That industry is never going away. So no matter how big or small you want to grow, you just want to share and do the same thing that I'm doing, that's an option as well. And then of course, find your favorite charitable organization that of course you can put your money in, and then at tax time I guess you say get a write-off if you desire to do that. But those are the types of things that at that point when you're kind of settled or set, you just can kind of go on that free that not a free for all, but keep it controlled and build and make sure that you are finding things. And also too, if you don't have life insurance or you have want to get more, life insurance is a way to shelter and increase money over time while it's providing a death benefit, while it's also providing care for you if you were to get sick. I mean, we're not looking to run out there and get sick, but sometimes we do. So that is a way to also shelter and protect your family assets and mortgages and things like that.
Where does this passion come from? I'm listening to you talk. I mean, you sound like you can talk about this all day long. I hear the excitement in your voice. So we want to know, what's the backstory? Like, what's the backstory that led you on this path to save the world financially, which means for many of them, we can have better healthcare insurance. When you save yourself financially, you can send your kids to a school of your choice. I'm assuming that's something. You can take care of a loved one, parents. I happen to be a primary caregiver for Mother Dear. And so there's so many things that you could do when the financial instrument is in place. So my question to you is, where does passion come from? What's the backstory? We want to know.
You want to know? Okay. Well, the
Yeah.
backstory is I came from a lineage of educators, but I always and I got a degree in education and administration, all that stuff on the educational side. But what I have come to realize, and when you have those epiphanies and those aha moments with yourself as you become of a certain age, you say, you know what? Even without a degree, I know that I'm called to teach. So whatever I am passionate about is what I can deliver, and I am passionate about it because it is an area that I'm still learning and growing as I'm helping others to learn and grow. Like I know more now than I did when I first started, and I'm continuing to grow and develop. And I want everybody to know, if they will listen, that there are some options and some things that we didn't even realize was there. It's kind of like learning how to play a game. Well, I put it like this: you can't come to play chess and then everybody else is there playing, a card game. It's not the same. So as I learn the pieces, I want to help people to learn to maneuver and grow as I want to learn and maneuver and grow. So I think it's like a each one reach one, and it's an exchange, and it's a passion that I have just for the knowledge of sharing with others and gaining it for myself and not holding it to myself.
Sounds like you had it all together. I mean, we want to know, was there a time where things just didn't work out for you? There was a setback that you didn't have everything. Now, maybe you had everything perfectly together. And if that's the case, then you obviously can't share with us. But was there a time where you had to use these principles yourself? And because you were able to use these principles, you were in a better position or helped get out of a position? So here's the question. When was there a time that you had some setback and things didn't go as expected and you had to bounce back and turn it all around? I mean, we want to know the juicy stuff too.
The juicy stuff is called life. So, I got stuff going on right now. Okay. Life doesn't stop because you're talking. Okay.
That's true.
But it does not. But I guess we said the larger background or backdrop or something that I really had was when I went through a divorce. And that will take anybody out if they cared about their marriage, I would say. But the monetary side is very real, because you have to figure out, what am I going to do now? Because there again, back to your first question, talking about overspending and our mindset. We think, oh, we have two incomes, so let's have a free for all. And then it's like, oh, we're now down to one income, and it's not a free for all, it's a free fall. So that was a time that I had to really try to put some things in place, but I didn't know all the things that I know now. So I did have great support after I finally put my pride aside. and talk to some of my family members, and they were able to kind of help me navigate through and that is how I kind of got to the financial industry, because I realized, oh, there are so many things that I do not know. And that's what kind of helped bridge that gap. And when that door was open toward me, it was one of my good friends in the like on the musical side of things. So like I shared with you earlier, I'm a musician as well, but they were trying to show me basically how we're talking, to have something on the side, to have another stream of income, and that this might be an opportunity. And when I heard and saw what was going on, and that you could build money through life insurance, build wealth and all that, and it become a business and turn your life around, I was like, that's something that I think I'm interested in doing. And I've been kind of stuck with it for almost a decade. So it's pretty much after that length of time, you're really not going anywhere. So that's where I had to put things in place to help dig myself up out of a hole. And of course, yeah, I've had pitfalls and humps and bumps along the way, but you still just go back again and say, what else can I do? And glean on the things that you learn. And principles are tried and true. If you do them, they will work. If you don't, they won't work.
Said so well. You can't leave us hanging. By the way, you mentioned that you're a singer and a musician. So we got to ask, what's one of the instruments you play? And how did you get into singing? I mean, we want to know about this. You can't just leave us hanging. Well, I'm a musician and I'm a singer, by the way. That's just a little something I do.
Well, I wish I played the piano like I sing. I wish I did. I think it would be too much for everybody. but uh, but I got into singing because that is again a family gift. Our family's very blessed to have vocalists. My dad sounds like an Al Green or Ron Isley. He sounds like that. So he put the earphones on my ears at 3 and 4 years old,
And
and
you
I just
sound like what? You sound like who? I mean, you can't just toss your dad out there. You're gonna talk. He sounds like that. We want to know about you. Your dad and I. This is about you. Who do you?
I was
Okay. What's
it
one
was
of
a
the?
part of the story. But
Okay. 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 Okay.
it was a part of the leading, and I had to say it, frame it like that.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
but my contemporaries who I grew up on singing and singing was Whitney Houston, Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker, the people in that genre, the soloist vocalists of the world that we really still know now. And I would say, I could sing of, now I'm not comparing myself, but if I get revved up, I could sing a few things like, like the Fantasias of the world, but most of the time I'm kind of laid back. I like the jazzy stuff. I did jazz ensemble and things like that coming through
Cool.
college. I have recorded music. I recorded on the gospel industry side, and but yeah, and so that's me. I'm like a praise and worship person at my church, and
Mm-hmm.
sing there. I do weddings, civic events, all that stuff like that. Still, the singing never goes away. That's what I would do if I could run around all day long and have all the money. That's exactly what I would do. I would just go and sing, sing, sing. Yeah.
I can hear it in your voice, by the way. You're ready to sing. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. We're not going to break out on a tune here, by the way. I can sing. I just can't carry a tune. but, but she can sing and she can jam. Um, what type of clients are your company taking on these days? I'll ask that question. So, the two-part question. One, are you taking on any clients? Because the audience wants to know. Number two, what type of clients are you work with you? And then how can people best connect with you and your company?
Great, great, great. The main type of clients, well, I can service people. Let me say, it's a wide range of what I can service people. So that would give a wide range of clientele, from final expense insurance on up to and through annuities and things like that. So that's of course a wide range of clientele. But the clientele that I really like to niche down in is the professional woman. Most of the time, that middle to high income earner who sometimes needs to know what to do with her money. A talk that I like to do is, how savvy women, and I say, and men, because can't forget the men, but how they handle their money. Because as we've been sharing throughout the interview, it's so many different ways to handle our money, and there's so many different ways to be coached into getting into different processes on where to put our money so it can grow and explode for us eventually. That's what we want, in the right way, not the wrong direction, but in the right way. And And so I like to work with that lady, of course, in my age range, at 35, to 65. So that really needs to know what to do with her money, because see, now 65 isn't the cutoff age when you're talking about retirement. But if we're not prepared for it, we have to do so much more aggressive things to try to get in that position. Or, like I said, work longer, or find a hustle and a gift that you can capitalize on and make money from. So that's the lady I like to, mainly that lady I like to look at. And of course, if she has a significant other, we're going to be inclusive, because that's all a part of making it work. You have to include the family.
Who's been a mentor to you along this journey of life? I know you met so many, and there's a lot you could pick from, depending on what era and where you were in time. But if you could pick one mentor that had impact on you, what's the lesson that you would share with your mentor that we now get to all enjoy because, well, you pass it along?
Because I bet, let's see. Wow. I would have to say like my mom, because my mom was always so good with, and still is. My mom just turned 80. She still has been so good with. I think she should have been an accountant, because she always has everything down to the T, every penny accounted for. When she goes to the bank still now, she's telling them, well, this is exactly what it should look like and what it should be. She's not a computer savvy person, but she knows her money. She knows how to make it work. She knows how to make it grow. And she would tell me things like this: you can't spend money but one time. So so those country roots, those country roots that I have, and just watching her, she always she was a teacher. She's a retired teacher, and she always did something dualistically, where it was, say we had dualpreneurs. I understand the dualpreneurship. Yes, it's real. She always sold something, whether it was makeup line, cosmetic lines, whether it was crystal, whether it was World Book encyclopedias. I just shared with her a few days ago. I said, I remember when you had my sister and I, we would be out with you, going to days of no computers, go out with her handwritten application for World Book Encyclopedia and get it to her manager and all that, and make that exchange. So she taught me a quiet, classy hustle. And I think that's probably the best way I can describe it. And she still has her money to the T, and always has some money. Always, always. I wow, she's always has some money. Always.
I love it. I love it. We have a segment here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show called Today is My January 1st. Now, it's one of my favorite segments. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks who are family, who are regularly with us, tuning in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can go ahead and say it right now. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are joining for the first time, it's like, Shay, what in the LL Cool J is going on? Today is my January 1st. Well, today is my January 1st represents a mantra. It represents a do-over. It represents a fresh start. Today is my January 1st means my past no longer equals my future. That I don't have to wait till December 31st at 11:59 p.m. and all of a sudden get this fresh start. Anytime I wake up and there's oxygen going in my lungs, guess what? It's a January 1st day. So my question to Ayanna is, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear and what does it mean to you?
Don't be afraid to turn the car around midstream. If you feel that you're going in the wrong direction, turn it around and figure out what the right direction is. I was just talking to some friends, and I was noticing that they were making career switches and all that. And don't let age get into your way, into your head either, because there again, we're fighting mindset, and the mindset fights our money. And so with that, I said, you know what? I'm even making some changes and turning around and stepping into some new arenas, and not being afraid to get some more certifications that I was interested in doing, to build and to expand. And of course, what I do with the money weaves and all through and in out, because what can we do without money? I mean, we can't do a whole lot, even though it's becoming very digital. That's a different conversation, but we still have our January 1st. So my January 1st is, don't be afraid to step out there and do something different and turn the car around right in the middle of the street. Really. That's me. I'm actually living it like right now.
I like it. Real time, real talk with real folks. And you're with the one and only Ayanna, who's on the other side, who helps folks not only create financial wealth, but keep their money once they make it and watch it grow. Tell them once again how they can best connect with you, please.
Okay, you can best connect with me via my website, which is www.askayanna.com. That's askayanna.com. So ask me, askayanna.com. And so you can connect on all social media. And even if you type my name in, I will pop up on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So I will pop up on all those social media outlets. But to get me in a one-stop shop, go to askayanna.com and you can set appointments. And if you need an appointment immediately and you don't see a time, just connect with me directly, send me a message, and I'll get back to you, or someone will get back to you so we can get you on our books and talk. Just have a conversation.
Well, let me first say thank you so much for being here on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I know you're giving up the most precious resource you have over and beyond money, which is time, right? You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And you've given us the most precious resource. So thanks for being here on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We really appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back, by the way. Can't wait to have you back. Take a moment if you can as we close out, and I'll give it back to you to have your closing thoughts, your closing comments for those folks who now have to go implement what you've been talking about. Over to you.
Absolutely. So make sure that you don't say, get pride out of the way, get fear, put that to the side. Don't have the ostrich head in the sand. I like to have just a conversation, make it very easy and non-threatening. And one thing that I see on my show that I have a show, Money Talks with Ayanna Smith, that does come on live stream weekly on Thursdays at 9 Eastern time. And my mantra there is money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. So I want to make sure that we start talking about it, and we will realize how free we can move and build and grow in life if we aren't hunkered down by not having those conversations about money, which makes everything move and grow.
So once again, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate you. You're amazing. You're super incredible. And you're making a big difference in the world. And let me thank you, the viewer, you, the person that's out there. Without you, well, there is no show, by the way. So thanks for being here. And what I do know, the fact that you're here, it says so much about you. Number one, it says you had a potential inside, you perform at a higher level. Number two, it says for you that your best is still yet to come. Why? Because today is your January 1st. So your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. I believe for you, your best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name, by the way, for those folks that forgot, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless. I wish you success. And remember this. Please remember this. Time is long. It really is. Life, on the other hand, is very, very short. So you got to live in the moment, and you got to make it count. God bless you. Wish you success. Thanks a lot, Ayanna. Thank you all. We'll see you out of here. Peace. We out. Bye-bye.